Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, second Damian clear. Our first clear was the day before reset, so we were able to get 2 clears pretty much back to back. So next week, we're already gonna get our first Dreamy belt attempts. Pretty excited. This one was, well, there's a few patches since our first clear. They changed a few things. I think they didn't really speak about it, but it seemed like some mechanics weren't working properly. I think they might have changed some damage of some sorts, how hard things hit, how big of an impact the damage reduction was when someone died. But luckily for us, in our specific team, we didn't really see much change. One of the biggest changes was how long some things in phase 2 were, but in phase 1 we pretty much just brute force through it. One of the nice things that I guess we really tried to focus on was being aggressive with time leap. So we time leaped early to get defense smash 4 up again to burst. We again had our bishop stand on the statue. We ended up, one of the things that we did as well was we tried to stack on top of the boss. Ads didn't really affect us. We ended up cleaving it down, and then we actually noticed that this dragon can use an iframe, I think. Seemed like people were able to survive it right there. So somehow, some way, they were able to survive it, can do damage while dragon's up, and we brute force through phase 1. Pretty straightforward. And in order for this to go as smooth as possible, obviously, knowing mechanics and rotation. So like I talked in the first video, our first clear, the main thing we focused on was stunning here. Just try to get as much uptime as possible. And then paying attention to when she does the crescent or wave skill, dodging that, using iframes, just surviving it. And then immediately sort of running away. So here's the wave skill coming. She has a little animation before, and then running away immediately. See us to get out of the middle so that we do not get hit by that charge skill. So you see we're kind of all on the outskirts. Iframes do work for that, so I wasn't really worried with Sanker up. Ended up helping kill the golem there with Sanker up, and then continue DPS. So we tried to maximize these little windows that we have, and then again Crescent Moon again. The wave skill and immediately is into Butterfly. So rinse and repeat for phase 2. Don't be afraid to use your iframes, especially if there's short cooldowns for that wave skill, because there's a lot of downtime in between them. Like, this is a pretty long phase. I swear they made this longer since the patch. It feels like, I think it's like 30 seconds. It must be, or 20 plus at least. This is long. This is real long. So yeah, if you have 30-second, 60-second iframes, something like that, don't be afraid to use it, because it comes up, you know, every interval, every DPS counts. So if you can stand there, just DPS and not dodge and not die, most importantly, yeah, it's going to go a long way. And I decided to manual my Divine Echo here because I know that this time frame, there's a lot of immunity phases, like there's charge again. And we tried to stack up here. Apparently, Arcia did something to survive, to keep us alive. I don't know what he did, but we did a pretty good job. This death didn't really affect us too much, again, because it seems like we're still hitting pretty hard. And then there's going to be another crescent and then immunity phase anyway. So kind of no harm, no foul there for that one death. But unfortunately, I wasn't on the same platform as him, so the res didn't register and it took our life. And this was actually the only life we took. It kind of went very smooth. Again, the only thing is really this is just real slow. So Lucid is pretty much a DPS check. Phase 1, I think the main thing that we try to focus on, again, is doing as much DPS as possible and standing on top of the boss, not to get hit and one-shotted by those ads. Make sure you have your defense, physical damage buff up, because it's not fixed damage, it's physical damage. So You can even go in solo and sort of test that yourself, see how to survive, see positioning and things like that. And then here, Synchro again, pretty much on every other cycle, I had Synchro up for this charge. So that makes it really easy for me. 90-second cooldown. I'm sure people with 60-second cooldowns, 30 seconds can get a lot of value out of it as well. But yeah, pretty much every minute this butterfly phase came up. I don't know if that's something that we could do better on. Maybe we're not doing enough DPS. Maybe we're not cleansing the statues or something. I haven't really seen too much of it, but it just seems like these are, you only get so much time to do DPS, so you really have to maximize those windows of uptime, and each death for 30 seconds is just crippling. So yeah, killed the golem there. Maximize DS4, stun. I don't think the stun worked, but it made it okay. We still got to get some good uptime there. And yep. Rinse and repeat. Don't get hit by that golem. Try to cleave it down. Don't get hit by charge. So yeah. There's not really much to say. I think if you're having, we luckily weren't having too much trouble. Our team is pretty geared. Good team comp as well, as far as clearing mobs and clearing ads and just having good mobility and survivability. But yeah, time just ticks on by. All of these phases here. And I think we're going to, yeah, it's still going to take us about a minute, 2 minutes almost left to clear this little chunk of HP that she has. But it never really felt stressful for us, luckily. Even with our bishop sort of just being full-time statue. We even had a new DPSer from our previous run and fit in just fine. Did a great job surviving. Team did a great job just cleaving it down. Charge. And we're communicating this so we all know what's coming preemptively. It's a set rotation. We're running. I'm jumping off. I'm getting out of there. I think we saw the, yeah. So, yeah. Butterfly phase again kind of just killed us. We didn't get any time right there to do DPS. Literally back-to-back community phase. That is just brutal. But Divine Echo came back up. I'm going to burst it down here, and we're going to clear it in the next 30, 45 seconds. So I'm not sure how much it's going to help some teams. I know a lot of people have been having issues with phase one. In our second team that we've been trying to run with, we had issues with phase one. Hopefully we can clean some stuff up with our next practice. I can help you guys maybe learn some more, give you guys some tips, things that we overcame. But as far as for this team is just, there's not really much to take away. It's really just surviving individually, knowing when to avoid, knowing when to run, and then just bursting it down. Got the V3 in at the end. Enrage timer, not really worried too much about that golem, and got it done. Team cranked. Just cleaving. Boss damage. I'll be attempting that belt next week and the weapon. So excited to share that, see how it goes. Not expecting anything, but again, it's part of the game. 2 extra butterflies as well. Pretty stoked. 3rd for boss damage. Coming for that 2nd place. Coming for that. Can't get 1st, but always competitive. Everyone's cranking. Everyone knows what to do. And yeah, weird. Our first run was, we hit a lot harder. We cleared a minute faster. This one, you could see we had a lot of butterfly. Times we couldn't attack, so that really, our DPS suffered, our time suffered, but overall, pretty stress-free. next run, we're going to try and do all of our bossing on the same day, just get it out of the way. And stay tuned for our hard Damian clear, because we absolutely cranked. But thank you again for watching. That Damian clear might have been a world record, to be honest, but thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.